am proud to say that the Democratic Party believes that women have the right to choose a safe, legal abortion with dignity and with privacy.
That was Nancy Keenan, president of NARAL Pro-Choice America, addressing the Democratic National Convention in primetime this week. Nancy Keenan joins us now for the interview. Nancy, thank you for rushing back from Charlotte to be here.
Great to be here, and congratulations on your show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Lots of speakers at this convention referred to a woman's right to make her own health care decisions, like sort of using language like that. You came right out and talked about a woman's right to choose a safe, legal abortion. Did you get any feedback or any direction from the DNC or from the Obama campaign on what kind of language they wanted you to use? Did they tell you anything about that?
No, not at all. And the speech, we wrote the speech, and so obviously it was what the message that I wanted to say, and having sat on the platform committee of what the Democratic Party holds as a value, and that is that abortion should be legal in this country, and women should make that decision, not politicians.
When the decision was made by the Democrats that they were going to put this issue in prime time, with your speech, but with a lot of other references and a lot of other speeches, with Cecile Richards speaking from Planned Parenthood, with a Planned Parenthood patient talking about her experience there, by putting that on TV in their big 72-hour infomercial this week, do you think there were decisions to make about how to, essentially how to pitch it, essentially how to make the case that this is a reason to vote for Barack Obama? Do you think it was a hard decision for him?
Not at all. Not at all. And I think because women are going to make the difference in this election, and I think that let's take a look at 2008 when the issue wasn't quite prime time, and we saw then the 2010 elections, and these guys ran on jobs, and then actually started attacking reproductive rights both at the state level, at the federal level. And so it has become back into the consciousness of people in this country to say, whoa, this is at risk. Then we saw the debate on birth control. Same thing. People said, oh no, really, birth control? We saw the next generation of young women begin to say, what's at stake here? And what's at stake in this election? And so it's not surprising to me at all. And I think that we understand the role that women are going to play in this election for Barack Obama.
We've seen Mitt Romney have trouble explaining his own position on this issue. And I don't just mean that he's evolved over time. I think politicians can evolve on this and all sorts of different issues, but he appears to still be evolving even in this moment. He did an interview a couple of weeks ago in which he said one of the exceptions he believes in for criminalizing abortion is to save the health of a woman. His campaign then came out and said actually he doesn't believe that at all. Do you think that those details about specific types of exceptions, about specific ways to criminalize abortion, specific ways to erode that right of privacy, are appropriate sort of needling and follow-up questions for the media to be pressing on this? Or do you think they should just be focusing on the fact that he wants to overturn Roe versus Wade, and that's the full story?
Well, I think the point you have to focus on is the fact that you can't trust this man. You cannot trust Mitt Romney, and that's what I said to women in this country. On any given day, he can have a different positions. Then how do you trust him with our health? How do you trust that he will not make every effort to overturn Roe v. Wade? And he could have that opportunity with Supreme Court justices and the opportunity to fill a seat there. Yeah. So when people say, well, what does the president really have to do with this? A lot. Yeah. A lot. He can be the backstop for all the insanity that we've seen this last year come out of the Congress, and or he can make sure that women's rights and health are protected. And Barack Obama has done that. And Mitt Romney, you can't trust.
Do you feel like the articulation of those issues around the federal election, the presidential election, may also have knock-on effects in the states? Because so many of the places where the restrictions have already gone forward are in the states. Is this also going to help with that side of the fight?
Absolutely. And I think you're seeing it at the legislative level. Obviously, you're seeing it in governor's races. And you are seeing people stand up and say, this is not the role of government. These are the small government people, unless it comes to a women's health. And they're standing up and saying, no, and we can run on this issue, we can win on this issue, and it's making a difference. And not only are they talking about broadly women's health, they are talking about the right to an abortion in this country without political interference, without him or her being in that examining room with a woman and her family.
Nancy Keenan, the president of NARAL Pro-Choice America. Again, congratulations on your very high-profile spot this week. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.